Hi, I'm Melissa. Welcome to Gentle Yoga and Wellness. Each week, I post 3 new yoga videos, so please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Today, I have a gentle yoga class for seniors and beginners. Throughout the class, I'll show different levels of modification. So please make sure to listen to your body and do what's right for you. All right, let's get started. You can start by sitting cross-legged, just like I'm sitting right now. Take a moment and find your sit bones to make sure that your sit bones are firmly rooted into the earth. Lift your chest, gently roll your shoulders back. Lengthen through the crown of your head and sit up tall. On your next inhale, begin to lift your hands up towards the sky. As you exhale, take your hands to prayer center. Good. Inhale, reach your fingertips up. Exhale, take your hands to prayer center. Continue this flow with our breath. Deep breath in. And then exhale, let it go. Good. Slowly reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bring your hands to prayer center. Really start to notice your breath in your body. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly release. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale and reach through your fingertips. Exhale, let it go. From here, you can relax your hands down. Take your right hand on your mat, just by the side of your hips. Reach your left hand overhead and come into a side stretch. We'll hold this here for a moment, so just pause and breathe into the stretch. If it feels good in your body, you're welcome to reach through and come into a deeper side stretch. But do what's right for you today. Good. On your next inhale, reach both of your hands up towards the sky. This time as you exhale, take your left hand to the side of your hips. Just rest your left hand on your mat. Reach through with your right hand and come into that side stretch now on the opposite side. Again, if you'd like to take this a little bit deeper, you can reach through with your right arm. But always listen to your body. Never want to feel any pain or discomfort. On your next inhale, reach both of your arms up. And then as you exhale, take your hands to your thighs. We'll do a few shoulder shrugs here. So begin to take your shoulders up, back, and down. And you can do that again. Take your shoulders up, back, and down. We'll do that a couple more times. Just move your shoulders in a circular motion. Good. Once more, take the shoulders up, back, and down. You can pause here. We're going to make a big circle all the way around with our upper body. So it looks like this. Start to hinge forward from your waist. Rotate, moving to the right. And then make a big circle all the way around with your upper body. We'll do that once more to the right. So nice and slow. Take your time with this movement here. We're just starting to warm up through the spine. Good. Let's pause here and then start to move to the left. So make that big circle all the way around. this time moving to the left. Good. One more time. Make a big circle all the way around to the left. You can pause here once you've completed your circle, and then just return to a neutral spine. Begin to thread your legs behind you. Come up to tabletop position. So you can come up to your hands and to your knees. In tabletop position, make sure that your knees are stacked under your hips. And then take a moment, make sure your wrists are stacked under your shoulders. Spread your fingers out wide and take your gaze in front of you. On your next inhale, begin to lift your chest. Take your gaze slightly up. As you exhale, round through your back, take your gaze inward. Inhale, lift your chest. Gently squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, round through the back. Inhale, rise to cow pose. Exhale, round the back for cat pose. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, slowly round the back. And come back to a neutral spine. Take your knees wide out to the sides of the mat. We're going to come into child's pose. Begin to reach your fingertips to the top of the mat and relax your forehead down to the earth. Your forehead is not coming down to the earth. You can take a block, place it on the lowest setting, and just put that block underneath your forehead for a little bit of support. Once you're ready, slowly begin to rise. If you're using a block, you can set that off to the side just for a moment. And come up onto your knees. So you're going to sit up tall on your knees. Lift your chest. And from this position, take your right foot towards the top of the mat. So bring your right foot towards the short end of the mat. We're coming into a low lunge pose. So there's a little bit of balance here. You might feel your core, your abdominals engaging. So you find your balance. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Good. So a couple options here. You can take your hands onto your front thigh. Or if you have some blocks, you can place one block on either side of your front foot. We're going to start to hinge forward from your hip flexor. You should feel the stretch in your hip flexor. You have long legs like I do. You can walk your right foot a little bit closer to the top of the mat. So if your hands are on your front thigh, it looks like this. And if your hands are on your blocks, it looks like this. Another option would be to bring your hands just down to the mat. So I'll show you that as well. And that would look like this. This would be a deeper stretch. So pick an option that feels good to you, and then let's hold this stretch here for a moment. We'll just breathe here. Good. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, bring both of your knees back together. Come to tabletop position. In tabletop position, gently begin to sway your hips from side to side. You can start to add a little bit of shoulders here. Gently sway your head from side to side. So we're finding some organic movement in our tabletop position. Just taking a moment to release from that hip flexor stretch. We're moving energy and prana through our body. And just move nice and slow here. There's no rush. Once you feel complete, you can pause here. We're going to rotate to face the long end of our mat. So it looks like this. You can keep your left knee bent. Extend your right knee and point through the right toe. Reach your right hand overhead and keep your left hand on the mat supporting you. We're coming into modified side plank pose. So in this pose, again, we're working on a little bit of balance here. We're also working on abdominal or core engagement. So rather than dipping forward, you want to really think about opening through the chest. So you're squeezing your shoulder blades together to open the chest. All right, you're welcome to stay right here in this modified plank pose. Or if you'd like to add some shoulder mobility here, I'm going to show you what that looks like. You can start to move your arm forward and then all the way around in a big circle. So we'll do that again. Start to move your arm forward and then all the way around in a big circle. We'll do that 2 more times. Your gaze can just follow your arm as it moves around. Just starting to open up and loosen the shoulder. Good. So you've completed that last circle, you can pause here and just come to a seated position and face the long end of your mat. From here, take the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to fall wide out to the side. We're coming into Baddha Konasana pose or butterfly pose. If you're tight in the hips and your knees are coming up here, you're welcome to use some blocks. Place your blocks on the lowest setting and then put them underneath your legs for a little bit of support. You can grab onto the soles of your feet. Think about lifting through the chest. So you're welcome to stay right here. You should feel the stretch in your inner thighs and in your hips. If you'd like to take the stretch a little bit deeper, you can start to hinge forward from your waist. Just start to relax your gaze down to the earth. So you're just releasing your head and your neck. Just find your breath. Good. On your next inhale, slowly begin to rise. You're using blocks, so you can just start to take your hands underneath your legs, bring them together, and then place your blocks off to the side. We'll use those a little bit later today. Come into tabletop position. So we're going to face the short end of our mat one more time and come back to tabletop. So you want to come on your hands and your knees. And just as we did before, take a moment, make sure your knees are stacked under your hips, and then make sure your wrists are stacked under your shoulders. Spread your fingertips out wide and take your gaze in front of you. We'll do several rounds of cat-cow here. So on your next inhale, begin to lift your chest. Take your gaze slightly up. As you exhale, round your back, take your gaze inward. Inhale, lift through the chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, round your back, take your gaze inward. Inhale, lift the chest for cow pose. Exhale, round the back for cat pose. We'll do that once more. Deep breath in. Exhale, round through the back. Great. You can come to a neutral spine and then begin to lift up onto your knees. So you're sitting up tall on your knees, just like I'm sitting right now. Roll your shoulders back, lift through your chest. Lengthen through the crown of your head. We're going to come back into that low lunge stance. So you can begin to take your left foot in front of you. And then again, find your balance. So you're engaging your abdominals, lifting your chest to find that balance here. Once you've found your balance, you can either place your hands on your front thigh, or if you're using blocks today and you'd like to use the blocks for this stretch, you can take two blocks on either side of your feet. So one on either side of your front foot. And then from your lunge stance, you're gonna start to hinge forward. And you're feeling the stretch in your hip flexor. So you can either keep your hand on your front thigh as you hinge forward, or you can take your hands down to the blocks. Again, if you have long legs, you might need to step your front foot out just a little bit so that's comfortable in your leg. Another option would be to take your hands all the way down to the mat. So I'll show you what that looks like. If you choose that option, you can just place your hands on the mat. Let's breathe here for a moment into the stretch. We're getting a nice deep opening in the hip flexor. Good, let's take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, bring both of your knees back together and come back to tabletop position. We're gonna find some organic movement in our tabletop. So just start to gently sway your hips from side to side. You can add your shoulders here. Gently begin to move your head. And just start to find some organic movement that feels good in your body. There's no right or wrong way to move here. I just really want you to start tuning into your body. Notice what movement feels good to you, what movement is relaxing to you. Once you're ready, you can pause here, come back to tabletop position and return to a neutral spine. From here, begin to rotate to face the long end of your mat. We're coming back to side plank. So keep your right knee bent underneath you. Extend your left leg and point through the toe of your left foot. Your right hand is supporting your body, and then lift your left hand up toward the sky. Think about opening through your chest. So you're gently squeezing your shoulder blades together to open the chest. So this is modified side plank pose. This is level 1. You're welcome to stay right here, working on balance, working on core and abdominal engagement. Or if you'd like to add some shoulder mobility, you can start to move your left hand in that big circle. So start to take it forward, and then down, and then all the way around. We'll do that a few more times. So just move at your own pace here. Really think about opening and relaxing the shoulder. Great job. Let's do that one more time, all the way around. once you've completed your circle, you can just pause here. We're going to rotate onto our back. So just bend your knees, come onto your sit bones and reach both of your arms in front of you. Very slowly begin to lower yourself down onto your mat. So use your core strength to lower yourself slowly to a lying position. Once you're lying on the mat, you can bend your knees and hug both of your knees into your chest. Gently begin to rock from side to side. So just give yourself a little bit of a back massage here. Move in a way that feels comfortable for your body. So you may make a circular motion. You may move in a figure 8 pattern. Just notice what's feeling good for your back today. Once you feel complete, you can pause here. Release your hands from your legs. Keep your legs bent and place the soles of your feet close to your hips. We're going to come into a baby bridge pose. So if you have a block handy, you can take your block on the lowest setting. Place your block underneath your sacrum. So it's kind of the bony part that's a little bit lower than your low back. Gently roll your shoulder blades underneath your body. Take your hands so that your palms are facing up to the sky. So we're kind of rotating open with the arms to open the chest. Just going to breathe here for a moment. This is a great chest opening stretch. Helps to open the chest and the heart. Let's take some deep breaths here. Take a long, slow inhale through the nose. And then a deep exhalation through the mouth. Let's do that again. Deep breath in through the nose. And then long, slow exhale through the mouth. Good. You're welcome to stay here in this supported bridge pose. Or if you'd like to add a little bit more challenge, you can come to legs up the wall. So legs up the wall looks like this. We're going to start by straightening one leg at a time and then straighten your other leg. So you're reaching the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling. And then that block is staying underneath your sacrum to support your body. This is a really relaxing pose. Really helps to promote relaxation and it helps to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. Stay here for a few breaths. Let's take one more inhale. And then one at a time, very slowly bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet back down to your mat. Once both of your feet are on your mat, you can lift your hips and remove the block from underneath your sacrum. You can just take your block and place it off to the side. Begin to lower your hips down to the mat. Extend your legs long, point your toes. Reach both of your hands overhead. Come into a full body stretch. So reach through your fingertips, reach through your toes, and think about lengthening through your entire spine. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, relax your arms and legs. Slowly begin to rock onto one side. You can use your hand to push yourself up. Come to a seated position. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope to see you soon. Namaste.